It's Season 2, Episode 7 of Cockpit Reviews, where I review your home cockpits, and today we got some very tiny space cockpits to show you. Today's video is brought to you by GameGlass. With GameGlass you can take control of your ship using a tablet or a phone. You can try it out using some of the free pre-made shots, or you can also make your own custom shots and share them with the community through the built-in marketplace. So gone are the days where you have no more rooms for all your key bindings. On top of that, GameGlass also supports Star Citizen, so follow the link in the video description and try GameGlass for free and use offer code DTEA to get 5% off any purchase. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cockpit Reviews. I got 3 more cockpits for you today, and we're gonna start with the cockpit here on screen, which is the cockpit from Commander Rocketfacemcgee. And I like this. He's converted their bedroom walk-in closet into a spaceship cockpit. It's amazing. So this is the door from the bedroom. It's a sliding door. It slides open so we can see into the room here. I love that ship there, by the way. That's awesome. We see the rig standing up here on what looks like a homemade shelf. SecretLab chair. But let's go in further and let's see what we can see. Okay, we get a better look into the room. We can begin to get a feeling for the cramped amount of space that he's building within here, and I love how much he's managed to get in here without it feeling too cluttered. It still looks relatively clean. In terms of equipment, he has a controller, Xbox controller, I think. Yeah, it looks like an Xbox controller, the little X icon there. That is a Whirlpool Constellation Alpha on a Warbird base. Interesting fact here, I've never actually seen anyone use these, but Whirlpool has these, the bases usually come with these big plates that has relatively long cross arms that takes up quite a bit of desk space, which is good if you're just gonna put it flat on a desk. But they have this universal desk mount that you see him using here that has much shorter stubby arms that is more intended if you want to screw it down. That over there I am pretty sure is a Mongoose T50C and 3 throttle, also from Whirlpool. And we get a bit of, let's just go in further. Hold on, what's that? Is that a control panel from Whirlpool also? I'm not sure. We'll probably get a better look when we get closer. Okay, we get a front view here. Let me see if I get a view where there's actually some lights in here. Oh yeah, here we go. I love this when people both said that. I know people like to show it in the dark, but showing it in the light is so much easier when you do these kind of reviews. Okay, we definitely have some Star Trek vessels sitting over here. And now again, we can see that yes, it was a Mongoose T50C and 3 throttle from Whirlpool. And I'm not sure if those are the Monster Tech ones. They are just extruded aluminum. He could just build them himself. Maybe he got them from Monster Tech. I'm not sure. But at least he has that mounted with some kind of desk clamp system. Mouse down there, keyboard up there. Kind of a, weird off angle with the mouse. Not sure. That looks like some kind of tablet. And again, guessing that's being used for for third-party tools. We can see he has Inara open here, and then that main monitor. Love the desktop, by the way. It's awesome, and a super clean desktop. Just notice no icons, the auto hide on the menu bar and everything. Or maybe it's just this lock screen. I don't know. Another monitor up here. Again, guessing that's for content consumption, or again as another third-party tool monitor. And now we can see that panel. Not a Whirlpool one. Looks like a home build one, maybe? Yeah, it is. Look at that. We can see it better here. That's definitely... I've never seen this one, at least. I think this is home built. Looks really good. I love that cable there. That looks awesome with the cover on it. And again, we can see he's beginning to put this vinyl wrapping with carbon fiber on everything to make it look neat and nice. I also like that even though it's a small space, he still covered the entire surface with these acoustic foam panels, meaning that the small size of the room, the acoustic panels on the wall, mean that the sound in that area is gonna be dead. It's gonna be so flat. And for audio recording, that's awesome, because you really want that at least I like that to record a really flat area. I have foam panels all around me. I'm sure they show up in the camera, but I have foam panels too that dampens the sound. And then you can always add a little bit of reverb into the editing later. It's easier to add than remove. Anyway, there was one more thing I wanted to show you with this setup. We'll get another angle here. Yeah, there it is. So The downside of being in such a small, confined space is where you have that system over there. He's running, by the way, what's the graphics card here was probably the most. It is a 2060. So that's a relatively not too power hungry, but it's a decent power hungry card. So with that, with the entire system, they're probably drawing like, I'm gonna say 500 or 600 watts at full load, and just a human sitting still is gonna send out was that around 100 watts of heating as well. So he probably has well over 500 watts of space heater in a walk-in closet. So it's gonna get hot in there. So he's installed these extractor fans. Extracts air out. And make sure he has some fresh air in this room. It doesn't overheat too much doing longer play sessions. That's an awesome space, and I love that he's been able to take such a tiny room and get so much cockpit space out of it. It's really well done, and still managed to keep it super clean. Well done. Thanks a lot for sending that in. Next cockpit comes to us here from Joshua. He didn't send his commander name, but his name is Joshua. And even though he only sent in like a few pictures, there's just so much stuff going on here that I had to sit down and take a look at this, because, oh my god, this is a little bit more cluttered in its appearance. But let's just begin to identify some equipment. We have Whirlpools here. These are both the Constellation Alpha left and right stick on set extensions. And it looks like they're mounted here with the Whirlpool desk clamps. Yeah, we have the Whirlpool logo on them there. Large XL Stream Deck here in the middle. Probably use that as a control panel. I see people use these a lot. They're really neat because you can make folders. So you have a folder, then the whole thing is just Elite stuff on a folder, and then the whole thing is Star Citizen stuff, which it looks like he's playing. Or you can just say now it's just shortcuts. So instead of having shortcuts on your keyboard, you can put the shortcuts on the Steam Deck. That's awesome. Also, it seems like he's into to playing keys, so he got a piano in there. So I'm assuming that he's gonna take the control panels out of the way when he's gonna use the piano, and then maybe it slides out, something like that. Moving up, we have a desk-mounted keyboard, so it's not sitting on a desk; it's in one of these shelves. He says, "Is that from Monster Tech?" He says that he does combine Monster Tech and Whirlpool for mounting hardware to give the best of both worlds. So I'm guessing that is the Monster Tech keyboard mount, because I haven't seen that before. We can see some, that's the Monster Tech keyboard mouse pad there, likely. Some more stuff here in the background. That little ring light there is funny. I think it's just to use the webcam, which is spotted over here, mounted vertically. And he's gone out of his way to mount it vertically. I mean, if you look at it, like, you can see the arm coming up here, and then it has the vertical mount. He could just screw the webcam straight onto that arm. So he's gone out of his way to mount that webcam vertically for some reason. I have never seen that, but sure. I'm wondering if he's, because of the light here, which is relatively small, but it's enough to give a little bit of light in the face. So I'm not sure if he's streaming. Where do we have a mic somewhere? Don't see a dedicated mic. Oh, cup holder, nice. Bonus point. I don't see a dedicated mic anywhere. Nice big monitors there. And then there's also a headset. So I'm not sure if he is streaming. So my guess, and I'm gonna make a guess here, is that he's used the ring light just to give a little bit of light on his face so that the webcam can pick it up, and then the webcam is being used for face over IP in Star Citizen, where you can actually take your facial expressions and translate over to a character. Stay tuned to the channel, by the way, because I do have a video coming out about that as well. And a second thing I noticed here is that mount there under the monitor, that's the mount for a Tobii Eye tracker. But the Tobii Eye tracker is not there, so either he's taken it off for some reason, but at least there is the plate to mount a eye tracker underneath the monitor right there. Interesting. Okay, monitors, of course, we have a ultra-wide. I'm not even sure, this is what monitor is that. That is the second gen Samsung G9 Odyssey monitor. I've seen these before, massively, like they're basically double width of what a normal 16:9 is, and then they're just very curved, as you can see. And then when you go and playing games, you just have that super immersive field of view around you, with a more traditional 16:9 flat panel above, used for Discord, third-party tools. Again, all these space sim cockpits, we see this a lot where people, they need those secondary monitors for all their external stuff when they're playing their games. Also, there's a laptop sitting over here. I'm not sure if that's running anything or if that's being used when gaming, because he does have a gaming rig somewhere. I'm not really sure where, but it is somewhere. And we also get a wider view of the same space here with slightly different lighting. We see there's quite a subwoofer underneath there, but other than that, this was clearly taken first. Look at that, full glass, less full glass. Okay. Anyway, that's the cockpit. A little more cluttered than some of the other ones we've seen, but again, there's a lot of stuff here. There's even a lot of stuff I haven't talked about, like what is that? And that's an HDMI splitter. I don't know. There's a phone holder there. There's so much stuff going on here that I just had to take a look at it. And I'm not gonna be able to go over all the things he has in this space, but looks like an awesome space. And I also just want to comment on the fact that he's using dual set extensions. I don't see that too often. Running like HOSAS with double sticks is quite common. It's becoming more and more popular, I think. But the first time I've seen anyone actually run it, I think, the first time I've seen run them with dual set extensions. So have that like pod racer style where you have the two horizontally mounted joysticks, which is quite cool. I have tried it briefly. I prefer to have the right hand stick vertical and the other one horizontal, but that's just my personal preference. Now, I promised you that you would get some small, tight space cockpits, and I think when it comes to small spaces, this one is gonna take the cake here. Now, have you noticed? We're in a car. Like, that's a car window, and if you zoom in, we're in a Tesla. This is the back of a Tesla, I'm not sure which one. We can see the seat fold down here. There's the headrest. We have a door behind it here. And this is the cockpit of Commander psytech. At least that's what he wrote in his email. And let's just begin to break it down. Obviously, a laptop looks like a ROG Zephyrus, very nice laptop there with two Thrustmaster T16000 joysticks on the side here and here. A monitor, which is a Asus XG27UQ. Not familiar with that monitor, but one thing that I've been wondering is how is he powering that? Because he's in a car, and he shows in this picture that cable there with the yellow like accent color, that is what powers the laptop. But what is powering this monitor? I'm guessing he must have some kind of converter or power bank. Oh, you know what? I thought this was a printer. This is not a printer. This is a power station. Look at that. We can see the power indicator right there. Ah, okay. So obviously it's a Tesla electric car. It should be able to recharge, but that's a power station. So that's the power brick that basically runs the monitor. I'm wondering why he is not charging the laptop from that one too. That's a big one, so he must have plenty of power on that. Maybe to like conserve power so that he doesn't draw power for the laptop over this one, so give more playtime with it. Pretty neat. This is a really amazing setup. I'm not sure, I don't have any background story. I would love to know like why? What is the situation where you decide that you need to build a cockpit in your car? I love it. I assume he spends a lot of time on the road, but I don't know. I have so many questions here. In terms of playtime, we can see here he has 1,389 hours in Elite, at least registered on Steam. I don't even know, man. It's an awesome setup. I really like it, but I just don't understand why. I was actually looking into something slightly similar, but for astrophotography, to have like a proper setup that you could build in, or you could set up in a car to go out when you have to do extended periods of taking pictures with my telescope. Yeah, interesting to see, and I'm really happy that you sent this in, because this is a very, very unique and awesome cockpit. So thanks a lot for sending that in. That's also gonna be it for today. If you want your cockpit reviewed in a future episode, do send them to me. Small description about it, what kind of equipment are you using, send a few pictures, and then send it to downtoearthastronomy@gmail.com, and then maybe you're lucky and we'll have your cockpit reviewed in a future episode. But that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.